we're more likely to feel happier, and as Tiny Habits says, people change best by feeling good. Hi guys, thanks for coming to my channel. This is where we're going to be looking at audiobooks and how we can improve what we can do and what we can learn from some of the best audiobooks in the world. And I want to let you in on a little secret. If you're not a fast reader, I'm not either. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be conquering that with audiobooks. We can listen to the audiobooks. I'll show you how, and if you have any questions, let me know. So let's get into this. I look forward to going on this journey with you. This is all really about being intentional and then moving your behavior to be in line with what you intend to do. So if you like technology or you like walking, then you use technology to support what you like. If you like certain groups, you can use technology to find groups that like what you like and stay away from the bits that you don't like, that cause you stress. You have to be able to justify what you're using and why you're using it. So I use Instagram because it shows me motivational content, because it inspires me. And this is why I want to use it. He says that when we do this and we curate the media that we use, we have to also be comfortable in missing out on certain new benefits and certain features. So Cal Newport apparently doesn't use TikTok, he doesn't use other social media sites, and he's fine with that because that's not in line with his values and his digital, persona that he wants to create. He's not going to take time away from what he wants to do things that he doesn't do. Now, I suppose one of the limitations of this is that you might not know what's good for you, and you might not know that something could add value to your life. So I can see that that's a potential limitation. But because there's a limitation doesn't mean that it's wrong. There was another book that I can't remember for the life of me, but it says it's not an any benefit situation. Just because there's a benefit doesn't mean you should do it, because what if there are 7 negatives that come along with that one benefit? So you might miss out on, certain trends on TikTok, but by doing that, you might be able to focus more heavily on writing a book, on walking more, on talking and meeting with your friends, on whatever you want to do. So it's important to do what we want to do and then create our own persona around that. Essentially, it's making sure that your behavior is in line with our actions. He says this is very effective when you think about what you want to do, where you want to go and how you want to achieve it, and you create that roadmap to get you there. But where it's not effective is when you think about what you don't want to do, what you want to stop doing. So rather than thinking, I use this technology because it helps get me motivated, if you're thinking, I want to stop using Twitter or I want to stop using X, because you're thinking of it in the negative, you're actually trying to avoid it. But because you're thinking about it, you're more likely to go towards that. Napoleon Hill said, we become what we think about most of the time. Brian Tracy, in the goals review video that I did last week, if you want to click on that, you can find that on my channel. He said that when we set goals, we shouldn't say we want to stop smoking or something like that. We should make them positive, present tense. So I am not a smoker. I think that's how you do it. Or you say something like, I look after my health. And then because that positive statement is there, it means that when we're focusing on what we are and what we want, not what we don't want. He says if you focus on car crashes, you'll get car crashes. If you focus on, the negative points are more likely to happen because you're focusing on them. So a lot of crossover here. When you want to use this digital minimalism to do something, that's good because it's in line with where you want to go. But when you want to use it to stop doing something, your brain will almost create a story or a narrative that says, oh, well, yeah, some people actually say that it's better to use that, or I want to stop using Twitter. And your brain will start telling you, well, some people actually do really creative things on Twitter. Maybe it's not so bad. And this is where Cal Newport says, you could then get sucked down into a rabbit hole and you start having an argument with, somebody from a different area that you didn't even want to have an argument with. So, control our environment and understand that we are, the masters of our fate. We can control what and how we use technology rather than allowing technology to use our attention, use our time, and put us in situations that maybe we don't want to be in. So, like our goals need to be written in the positive present tense. So, I earn X or I already do Y. We also should think about this when creating our goals and our behaviors for digital minimalism. It's saying what you do. I use Facebook for this, rather than what you don't do. I don't check Facebook for that. Because then when you say that, your brain or other people can start saying, well, actually, there are examples of where, people have used it for that and it's worked. And you say, maybe it's not so bad. And you go down that rabbit hole. So it's all about protecting our attention and our time, really. He says we should have a set of rules that is supporting the future that we really want. So rules around the behaviors that we do that is supporting the future that we want. So it's a 1-2-step process. Well, we need to figure out who we are and who we want to be. Then we need to figure out what technology can help us get there. And then we need to make sure that we follow what we have set out to help us get to that end destination. One of the points that he mentions is if you don't know what you want to do, you can have something called a 30-day digital declutter, which is where you stop using social media, stop using external factors, and focus on thinking about what you want to do. Now, one part that I'd add here, or maybe tweak, is for me, I'm not a very fast reader. So instead of reading books, it'd take me, way over a month to, get one book finished. So I might not be able to use that as efficiently as possible. So if you're in a similar position, what you could do for this digital declutter is to say, I'm going to stop listening to uncorroborated, unverified third parties. I will start listening to audiobooks. I'm going to go on a walk every day and I'm going to listen to 30 minutes. Do you have 30 minutes every day that you could do this with? Of course, we all have 30 minutes that we could do that with. Go for a walk, go outside, do something while you're listening to it, and just allow the information to sink into your brain. And what this could do, which it has done with me, is change your life, change your perception, and give you the tools to be able to understand who you are as a person, what you value and what you enjoy. And when you start to understand that, that's when you can start to build an understanding of what do I now think doesn't contribute to this person I want to be. For me, I watch a lot less TV and I try to create more because it makes me feel good. I also try to listen to audiobooks a lot because what I've found is they help me understand how other people, some of the most successful people in the world, have done amazing things and how I can follow in their footsteps. If you're a slow reader too, this could be a good option. Now, one thing that the book mentions, which is unrelated, is that if you wear a red shirt on dating apps, you're more likely to get more matches. So if you're on dating apps, wear a red shirt, have a go. Now, the point that he's trying to highlight here is that certain technologies and certain systems have been figured out to trick our brains, and this is what technology companies use to make sure that we carry on swiping, carry on using. So what digital minimalism is it's understanding how we can create our own framework to make sure that we're doing what we want to do and not what technology companies and other people want us to do. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and if you want to subscribe, that'd be fantastic. I love audiobooks. They've really changed my life. If you've not listened to them, maybe give them a try. If you don't know how, or it never really works for you, ask me how I do it and I'll let you know what works for me. Have a great day and go get it done.